Hi, I'm Kirby Allison, and I'm delighted to be offering you a warm welcome from Faverges here in the southeast corner of France, a small community nestled amongst the spectacular French Alps in this splendidly picturesque glacier valley out of which the nearby Lake Annecy was born. The community's name, Faverges, is actually derived from the Latin verb favere, meaning to manufacture, and it is here that in 1924, Dupont would locate their own factory to do just that. Originally a company that specialized in producing high-quality leather briefcases and travel accessories, Dupont would expand their range of superlative products to include leather goods, pens, and accessories, and in 1941, they embarked upon the manufacture of what has now become an exciting and exclusive collection of iconic, world-renowned, engraved and lacquered lighters. Today, we are greatly privileged. Not only are we about to enjoy a complete and comprehensive factory tour here at Dupont, but our timing is such that we also have a chance to document the entire production process of a magnificent new lighter, the Dupont Platinum Dust Le Grand Cling. So join me as we step inside the factory to witness firsthand just how Dupont's incredible creations come to life. Yoann, thank you so much for having me out to Faverges, and I have to say, what a beautiful location for the factory, literally nestled amongst the French Alps.
Hi, Kirby, and thanks to be here in our Dupont factory.
Now, is this where Dupont has been located since the beginning?
Yeah, that's it. Dupont started in 1872.
Okay.
And we start the production of our product in Faverges, in the French Alps.
Yeah. And is, on a creation like the Le Grand Cling or the Line 2 lighters, is all that work being done here on site?
Yeah, exactly. We have all our workshop in this factory, and we can see all the process to make the lighters.
Yeah, well, I can't wait. I know that we've got something very exciting in the works. The first Palladium Dust Le Grand Cling lighter. Of course, the gold dust being one of my favorites. I've got a Line 2 gold dust, but the Le Grand Cling and a Palladium dust I think would make a perfect companion. And so it's going to be very exciting to see this work of art come to life here.
Yeah, so we can go to see your specific production of this lighter in all our workshop here in the factory.
Yep.
So Kirby, it's here where everything begins.
Okay.
So for each of our lighters, we start with a solid piece of brass, and we are going to mill all the different parts of the lighter.
Okay.
As you can see here, in the body, we start with the pattern of the lighter. After we will mill the internal components to obtain the tank of the lighter.
And so is each lighter, like this one right here, each lighter body is a solid piece of brass.
Yeah.
There's mechanisms that go inside, but it's all one piece.
It's all one piece, and it will become the tank of the lighter.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
So in the Line 2s or the Le Grand Clings, the tank is the brass lighter body itself. It's not a plastic mechanism.
No. And with the CNC machine, we will realize all the different parts of our lighters, as you can see, and we can make all the different design on it, different patterns.
Yeah. I mean, one of the things I appreciate so much about a SD Dupont lighter is that weight.
Yeah.
And this is coming from the fact that, the brass bodies are in fact milled from solid brass. That is, kind of the substance of the integrity.
Yeah.
Yeah. And all of the pieces, I mean, everything that is being used to manufacture one of these lighters are all being made here in this factory?
In this factory, yes. We have an example here, represent all the different pieces we can achieve with this kind of machine, and the complexity of the different parts we can make.
Wow. So this is, I guess, showcasing the level of technical complexity that these machines can achieve.
Yeah.
And all this engraving, I guess, once was done traditionally by hand, but now you're able to utilize, these cutting-edge machines in order to do this?
Exactly.
Yeah. And what about these lighters right here? So here, I mean, we see kind of the iconic diamond head. Is this pattern being engraved into the lighters on these machines?
We use historical machine, old ones,
Okay.
To design this pattern. We use a diamond, a real diamond, to realize typical design of the diamond head pattern. We can achieve all different pattern and shape using the CNC machine.
Amazing.
So here, this lighter is one we especially made for you.
Okay.
Okay, so here we have prepared the lighter for the lacquering process.
Okay.
So we are going to depose the lacquering and the palladium dust on it.
Okay. And so with this, then, you're carving out a small little pocket, if you will, that is then filled with the lacquer.
So after this process, we are going to the lacquering process.
Okay.
But we can show you the traditional machine to obtain the diamond head pattern.
Yeah. The iconic,
pattern
SD Dupont
from
diamond
SD
head.
Dupont.
Yeah, great. I'll follow you. Yeah, thank you. Oh, the diamond head,
So-
one of my favorites.
Yeah. So here are our old machine,
Okay.
which allow us to obtain this diamond head pattern. This iconic pattern for SD Dupont.
Yeah. And what's different about the engraving process here for the diamond head from the other engraving process we saw at the CNC machines?
On this machine, we use a real diamond with a special cut, which allow to obtain this
Beautiful pattern.
beautiful pattern. Yeah. So first we start with a lighter without any patterns on it, and then we start to make the lines on it. So using this diamond,
Okay.
and then we turn the lighter, make other lines, and so we obtain these diamond heads.
Wow. Okay. So this is being done, really in what is a manual engraving process using that diamond head tool.
It's
I mean, not manual, it's got a machine, but it's...
it's more manual, and there's different steps, and each side of the lighter is made separately.
Yeah. And what, I know that SD Dupont, the lighters are incredible. How much work is going in at each step of the manufacturing for quality control and to ensure that the tolerances are as one expects from SD Dupont?
Each product, after being produced, are checked, are visually checked for the aspect of the lighter,
Okay.
but as well for the dimension.
Okay.
Okay, because we have to obtain the intensity for the gas and all the mechanism. We need to respect several dimensions.
Yeah. And so that's being manually checked at every single step of the manufacturing process.
Yes.
And so this is an example of a lighter that doesn't have any lacquering. But of
No.
course, in addition to the engraving, especially the diamond head engraving, it is an absolutely iconic reference for SD Dupont.
Yes, but lacquering is also an iconic pattern for Esté Dupont.
Okay.
So we can go to see.
That'd be
if you want.
great. Yeah. Wow.
So here we are in the lacquering department.
Okay.
Esté Dupont introduced the lacquering process in 1935.
Wow.
So we use traditional and modern techniques to
Okay.
apply the lacquer. Here you can see the different steps before and during the lacquering process. So as we seen before, you have the lighter coming from the piece of brass.
Yeah.
Okay. We milling a specific design
Okay.
in which we are going to put the lacquer, and then we start the process. We have sandblasting to improve the adherence of the lacquer on the product, and then we start with the first layers.
Okay. And so this is for the actual palladium dust that we're making.
Exactly. It's for the special product we have made especially for you.
Wow.
So there's about 6 layers for lighters. Between each layers, there's a drying process, about 12 to 48 hours.
Wow.
So the complete process, only for the lacquering process, it's about 1 week.
And what are the different styles of lacquering that Esté Dupont will utilize in their lighters?
For lighters, we can apply a full color, a black color, but we also making what we call guilloché sous lac. It's a special technique for which we have a specific design.
And that design is engraved into the lighter body?
Exactly. We will make an electroplating on this product to obtain a shiny effect.
Okay.
And then we're going to apply translucent lacquer
Okay.
to obtain transparency, this depth in the color.
So this is the dragon scale, and we see that blue transparent lacquer, but also kind of the depth, right? And that is because this is being applied on top of a design that's actually been engraved into the body of the lighter itself.
Exactly.
Wow.
So, yeah, we put the first layers to have a good adherence of the lacquer on the product, then to obtain a full color. And then here we have applied palladium dust on a fresh layer of lacquer.
Okay.
So we use this layer, this fresh layer of lacquer, as a glue to put our dust on it.
And how is that dust being applied?
So the dust is applied using a small brush.
Okay.
Okay. And then we will apply other layers of lacquer. Okay, to obtain this.
Wow.
Then we will use sandpaper to remove the excedent of lacquer and to find the metal parts. Okay. Then we are going to mill the design, the firehead pattern.
So this would go back to where we were earlier, that special diamond head engraving machine.
Exactly. And we engrave the logo as well. And then this product will go for the polishing department.
Okay.
So there's about 8 to 10 main steps to arrive at this kind of lighter, of product, before the polishing.
So here we see black lacquering.
Yeah.
But again, one of the things I love about SD Dupont is the beautiful palette of different colors that are available in standard production, but you see it maybe even more in the limited edition production lighters. How are those colors created? Are they standard colors? Are you mixing them from scratch? I mean, this lacquering process is beautiful. It's very traditional, and it has existed for a very long time. How much of those traditional processes is SD Dupont using or embracing?
To define the new color we want to apply on our products, on a new collection, we're working with the design team. And each color is specially developed for our main project. These colors are mainly applied by hand. That's why each product are slightly different from each other. We keep some traditional way to work the lacquer. We mix our pigments with the raw materials, the raw lacquer. We are making the filtration by hand using filter, and we applied the lacquer with different specific tools we use, brush or things like that. Yeah.
So where does the tradition of lacquering begin here at SD Dupont? Because the lacquering and the engraving, I mean, these are two very iconic characteristics that are a part of SD Dupont's brand DNA.
Yeah, SD Dupont starts lacquering in 1935.
Wow.
Okay, with a master lacquer who works with Jean Dunant. And during the year, different lacquer master pass their knowledge to other guys working for SD Dupont.
So in 1935, this individual that came to work at SD Dupont was the first person, really utilizing these lacquer techniques.
Yeah.
And then that's been passed down within SD Dupont since then. And that's how today that same traditional know-how exists at the company.
Exactly.
And so when was it that you first was introduced to the tradition of lacquering here at SD Dupont?
I start learning this know-how in 2005.
2005, wow, okay.
I was distinguished in 2018 by the French government to the Chevalier des Arts et des Lettres, my lacquer mastering. And it's the old SD Dupont master lacquer who learned me these techniques.
And so you're using the same techniques today that have been employed dating all the way back to 1935?
Exactly. And we develop our specific techniques to apply these ancestral know-how on our lighters and pens.
Okay. And then how long does this tradition of lacquering date back? I mean, it pre-existed 1905. How old has the lacquering in this way been done?
Traditional lacquering is more than 2,000 years old.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
And using the same techniques, so.
Exactly, the same techniques, and it's a natural lacquer obtained by the transformation of the sap of a tree.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
And so that's where that lacquer is coming from, is, the sap of a tree, adding the pigments like we saw.
Yeah, exactly.
And then drying and sanding. And that's the process through which, these incredible finishes come to be.
Yeah.
Wow, well, Yoann, it's amazing the amount of work involved in the production of one of these lighters, and we're not even halfway done yet.
Yeah. So here it's polishing department.
Okay.
Where all our pieces are going to be polished. So we start with a pre-polishing using machine.
Okay, and that's what this is?
And between each step, we will wash our product to remove the wax we have on the product. It will allow to control, to check the product. Okay. There's no default on it. All our product will be polished and checked by hand.
Now, how important is the polishing process? I mean, is there a difference between polishing, say, something like this diamond head from a lacquered lighter, and how much training is involved in the polishing process and preparing the artisans?
For a guilloche product, training is about 1 year to know how to polish well a product. For the lacquering product, it's more difficult. Mm-hmm. It's about 2 years of training.
Really?
Okay. Because it's more difficult to obtain a piece without default.
And what is it during the polishing process that requires the skilled hand of an artisan that has that much experience?
The artisans have to check and to remove small default you can have on the product. So on the guilloche product, it's difficult to not over polish the product. Okay. Because we have to keep the dimension, the geometry of the pattern. If you go for over polishing, it will be a scrap.
Okay. So you can actually ruin a piece by over polishing it.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, that's amazing. And what about with the lacquered pieces? Again, I mean, seeing the work that goes into the hand lacquering process is not done by machine.
It's more complicated. It's more difficult to polish the lacquer. You can polish the lacquer the same way you polish the metal parts. So okay. You need more training to obtain the good results.
Mm-hmm. And whenever you see a lacquered lighter that has been perfectly polished, what are those hallmarks or characteristics that tell you, as someone that is overseeing the entire process here, that it's been done to perfection?
We obtain the perfection when there's no variation on the surface of the lacquer. You have to obtain something very smooth and very shiny, and it's like a mirror when you're looking at your lacquer. So it's very important to check all the product, and there are absolutely no default. You have to obtain the perfect product. Okay. And after it go for the electroplating. Okay. So in this workshop, we will make the deposit of the gold or the silver or the palladium on the product.
And so all of the bodies are solid brass. And so this lighter right here, we see the diamond head. It's incredibly shiny.
Yeah.
But this has not been gold plated yet. It's just a polished brass body.
Exactly.
Okay.
And the final layer we will deposit on the product, the gold or the palladium, is just to be sure that the product will still the same during the year. Upon the year, if you don't put gold or silver on the product, the brass will tarnish over the year.
Oh, wow.
Here we are working with a design team from Paris to develop the new products. Okay. And from here we obtain the technical data, technical drawing to prepare the milling on our different machine.
Okay. So how many different, take a product like this, the Line 2, How many different individual pieces comprise the entire assembly?
So there's about 50 pieces, 50 different pieces.
And all that is being individually manufactured here on site in France?
Yeah, about 95%.
Okay.
Because we use standard pieces,
Okay. Yeah.
like O-rings or things like that.
So this is basically then, what is being used to program the engraving on the various CNC machines and the other.
Yes, and it's also to have a discussion with our design team, because sometimes we are obliged to adapt some design, so we can.
So sometimes they ask for things that aren't possible.
Yeah, that's exactly.
Yeah, I mean, one of the things that's really impressed me about ST Dupont is just the number of references. I mean, there's a lot of new models, many that are released every single year. And not only, technically different models, but just the creatively different as well.
Yeah. We have a lot of imagination to have new animation or partnership. So I think maybe every month we have a new design to propose to our customers.
Yeah. Wow. So it's amazing to kind of see all of the detail that can be put into the CAD designs. I mean, it's got to be great to be able to visualize these creations with such a high degree of technical detail.
And now we can go for the assembly of all the products.
Yeah, thank you. Wow.
So here we arrived in the assembly workshop.
Okay.
Where all the pieces for the lighters and pens are assembled.
So this is the final step.
Yeah, exactly.
As you can see, we have prepared the different pieces which are going to be assembled for the lighters.
Beautiful.
One important thing to know is that in each lighters we are putting a charcoal filter.
Okay.
It's to allow to eliminate all the impurities we can have inside of the lighter, to be sure that this lighter will work for years.
Okay. What's the effect of impurities on the lighter? Is that what causes it to stop lighting, or the flame to stop working?
It will stop the gas flow, and so there will no more flame.
Okay.
That's why it's very important to use the Dupont gas.
Okay.
Because it's a special gas. It is very pure.
Okay.
So it's better to work with that one.
Interesting. And isn't there isn't one of these in that as well? Did they put the charcoal in the lighter?
We have the same charcoal inside of each of the bottle.
Okay, so that's what you hear.
Exactly.
I've always wondered what that was inside.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's to remove the impurities, which I guess are what, oils?
Oils, because every piece, tank, or the bottle of the gas are washed. But just to be sure, we had this charcoal.
Okay, and this is actually inside the lighter.
Yeah, exactly.
So whenever you send your Legrand cling, in this case, or your line 2 back to SD Dupont, for repair, are they replacing these charcoal filters as well?
Yeah, if it's not working, we will change this on all the O-rings just to be sure.
Interesting. Yeah. So how important is quality control to the manufacturing process, and what are the different steps of that checking process?
Between each steps, you have quality control. After the milling, after lacquering, after engraving, after polishing, it's everywhere and anytime we have to make control checking. Yeah. So it's very important for us, for the quality and for our customers.
Yeah.
So one of the most important control we have to make on our lighters is to check there's no leak of gas.
Okay.
So we are using this machine to control the weight of the lighter full of gas, and after 24 hours we will check again to be sure there's no leak of gas.
Okay. So this is actually pragmatic test. So a lot of the other tests that we've seen are visual. Is the flame working? Is the cap pinging? They're able to measure. But whenever it comes to the integrity of the lighter body itself to maintain gas, which in some ways is most important, I guess what you're saying is that the best way to do that is to actually fill the lighter, let it sit, and then weigh it to see if there's an actual leakage of gas.
Exactly.
Yeah. And what's the precision with which this machine is measuring that?
We are measuring micrograms.
Micrograms?
Yeah, to be sure.
So that's pretty accurate.
Yeah, exactly.
That's incredible. Okay. Wow. And so that, again, is just one part of kind of the overall quality control program to ensure that whenever one receives their beautiful SD Dupont lighter, that it has the integrity that one would expect from such an iconic company. So after it's passed this test, this 24-hour weight test, is the lighter finally finished?
Yeah, they still have some operation before boxing the product for our customers.
Okay.
But it's one of the more important and the final one. And if you like, we can go to see if your lighter is done.
Oh, that'd be amazing.
Okay.
Merci. Wow. Well, that was incredible. I mean, it's unbelievable to think that everything is being done right here in this factory in Fauvage. I mean, from, starting with the brass blanks to carving those out, all the way through the traditional lacquering and engraving processes, straight through to assembly and finishing. I can really see why SD Dupont lighters are really items cherished by connoisseurs.
A great pleasure for us to have you in our factory. We still have some works to finish your product, your lighters, and when we will finish it, we will send it to Alain in Paris, so you can get it.
I can't wait. I'm looking forward to using that beautiful Le Grand Cling with the platinum dust. And Yoann, I can't tell you how much I appreciate the generosity of your time for this factory tour and everything that you and the entire team here at SD Dupont do to support the preservation of quality craftsmanship and tradition. Yoann, thank you so much.
It was a real pleasure for us.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Cheers.